so hitting the scene. Shit tales of Oz and foreigner dreams. Tales are crazy wild as the wind. Laughs and madness could make you spin. Shit tales rolling forward as king. The podcast chaos, it's a wild thing. Tuning folks for a hell of a ride. Crazy stories far and wide. From down under to the Sunshine State, mishaps and mayhem can't escape fate. Chuvalo and Croc Dundee, a wild ride on Podcast C. Shit tales rolling Florida's king. Podcast chaos, it's a wild thing. Tuning folks for a hell of a ride. Crazy stories far and wide. From down under to the Sunshine State, mishaps and mayhem can't escape fate. Chuvalo and Croc Dundee, a wild ride on Podcast C. Shit tales rolling Florida's king. Podcast chaos, it's a wild thing. Tuning folks for a hell of a ride. Crazy stories far and wide.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Craptown Florida Man Power Ranking Podcast. I am, as always, NCR News Network, joined by friend, co-host, all around international supermodel, heartthrob, Anthony Caruso.
Geez, NCR, the way you're going at the moment, my ego is going to be bigger than the size of the Sydney Harbour Bridge at this rate. Thank you very much. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to everyone joining us here tonight. It's another week of shithousery, NCR, and I can't wait to get into it.
Oh, yes. Before we get into it, we have a word from our sponsor.
Need to clean up some fallen down trees or deal with an unwanted body? Then look no further than Woody's Wood Chipper Emporium. At Woody's Wood Chipper Emporium, we have the very best in materials and equipment to be able to clean up any mess that you so desire. Just make sure you ignore the red paint that is located in and around the wood chipper itself. Woody's Wood Chipper Emporium. Find us in the wood chipper section or give us a call at 1-800-CHOPPER-BODY.
Thank you, Woody, for sponsoring the show as one of our oldest and dearest sponsors.
I do believe they've actually started expanding into other body disposals as well. I believe they've now got their new line of hydrofluoric acid available now.
Oh, yes. And they also now have the car crusher.
Ah, I've heard about this.
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful.
Is it satisfying watching it?
Let me put it this way. You haven't lived until you've seen a Ford Taurus get crushed down into a cube.
I mean, I would love to see that happen to a Toyota Tarago.
I mean, the only thing is we tried to do it to a Helix, but then we ended up busting one of the pistons.
I believe stupidly someone tried to get a Toyota Hilux into one of the car crushers, and the Hilux actually broke the car crusher.
It did.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, Toyota. Sorry?
Still turned over on the first turn?
It's still turned over, indeed. Absolutely. Now, before we get started, NCR, I believe you got something to share with the class here today.
Yeah, we do have an honorable mention that I'm
Privy tell.
Well, I have come out and found out that there is something that I feel that me and you should have been involved in, being the preeminent source of Florida Man news. Right. Yesterday was the second annual Florida Man Games.
What?
Yes, where people can compete to be a Florida Man.
Wow. This is actually a thing now.
Yes. With such events as the police escape obstacle course.
Yeah.
The midget wrestling.
Standard.
The Florida Woman Pinup competition.
Hot.
The Eat the Butt Challenge.
Now, I'm hoping this has got something to do with eating pork and not actually eating butts on stage.
Yes, it is a pulled pork rump, all you can eat competition.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So in Australia, the term eating someone's derriere is also known as fluming, after the Australian electrical artist sensation Flume did just that.
Oh, it gets better. Guess what else they have?
Oh, yeah. What's that?
They have drunken sumo wrestling competitions.
Yep.
They have an actual competition where you steal a catalytic converter in copper.
I've just realized they've got Hatchet Pro Wrestling turning up to it. And the two big names they've got there are Vix Crow, formerly known as Alicia Fox. Oh my God, Matt Riddle will be there. Was there.
Yeah. Why were we not there?
Why were we not invited?
I mean, seriously. We are the preemptive podcast and news source when it comes to Florida Man.
Seriously, to the organizers of Florida Man, if you want to get this, if you want to grow this up to the next level, get us in there. We're ready.
Why weren't we there to judge the competitions? Why wasn't there there were so many competitions they could have added. They could have added an ash-off contest.
We could do our podcast live there.
I know. We could have done so much. Pick an event that should have been because I feel there's so many events that could have been there.
Well, I've actually found the name of the guy who it is. Pete Melfi, who's the host of the Florida Man Report podcast. Pete Melfi, if you're listening in, mate, let's make something happen.
Let's talk, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I lived in Florida. I grew up there. I know the ways of the Florida Man.
Hey, that's just disappointing. How was that? How have we missed this? How
we could have done a live broadcast from there.
I know. Just why?
Why wasn't there a Grady Judd dunk tank where you just pay $1 and he just dunks on you?
No. You want sheriff. You want the good sheriff to be actually leading one of the events.
That is true.
Have him as a judge. It's like Florida's answer to Simon Cowell.
Did you hear me?
He said nay.
Although I will say this. There is one event missing out of there that both me and you wholeheartedly want to see.
What's that?
The alligator RKO in competition.
Oh, absolutely. And I believe we could probably even organize Randy Orton to come down and judge it.
Or even his father.
Nah, it's got to be Randy. It's got to be Randy. Because he'll pop up out of nowhere. If I'm going to accept anyone else who could probably deliver something as good as that, I reckon Diamond Dallas Page.
DDP.
Get DDP in there. I know he calls it a...
You know what else could have been perfect for there? The Jake Snake experience.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
All right, kids. This is Damien. He's a Burmese python. He will eat you. This is not the same Damien I sicked on Andre the Giant.
Oh, wasn't there one of the snakes that actually wasn't defanged, that was actually biting?
No. That is the Cobra incident. Now, what had happened is Jake was in the locker room. He was going to wrestle Macho Man Randy Savage for the Intercontinental title. And one of the things was part of the story leading up to that match was they were going to have a match where Jake was going to have a King Cobra fight Macho Man. Well, the standard practice is to remove the venom sacs from the cobras and fill them with silicone. So that way the sacs can't regrow. Well, they're in the locker room. Macho Man comes in while Jake's still in his street clothes, makes the cobra bite him, and then makes him wait 10 minutes. So during the match, he is pissed off. So he wants to get Cobra even more pissed off. So he paintbrushes the back of the head of that Cobra. So it is just gnawing on Macho Man's arm.
Jeez.
But as Jake whispered into Macho Man, he's like, Mach, you're doing great. Keep going, brother. You're selling it.
Dear, oh dear. We better get into this because, oh, mate, we better get into this because, mate, we'll never stop. And I think we're going to eat into Jim's favorite subject as well, and he'd be pissed if we were talking about professional wrestling without him being here.
No.
Sorry, Jim. I have the ceremonial coin. You're on a losing streak of 4 at the moment. Can we turn it around?
Going heads this week.
Oh, heads of the call. You've done it. It's a head.
Well, we're going to start off with a Florida teen.
Ooh.
Florida teen admits to vandalizing a car she thought belonged to her ex-boyfriend, according to deputies.
Go on.
All right. So a Florida teen dealing with a broken heart, which, sad to say, I know the feeling right now. I know that feeling, girl.
I'm sorry.
I feel
I'm
you.
sorry. I feel it. We feel you.
Is facing charges along with friends after they spray painted and egged a car who she thought belonged to her ex-boyfriend. According to the Volusia County Sheriff's, Evelyn Verbunski, age 18, and a friend who is 16, admitted to vandalizing a car who she thought belonged to her ex-boyfriend on Wednesday. The deputies say it turns out it was a neighbor's car, not the ex-boyfriend's. An empty bottle of Crown Royal was found with yellow cans of spray paint recovered at the scene, according to deputies. The 2 girls were arrested and charged with criminal mischief, consumption of alcohol of people under 21, driving while under the influence, and corruption of a minor.
Jeez.
I mean, we've been there. I've been there. You know, you think you found love, and then they break your heart. So you gotta get some payback. You know, I mean, a wise man once said, "Time will heal all wounds, but not that bitch's window." And Dwayne actually gave me some really good advice over my breakup.
What's that?
This is some life advice he got from Ric Flair after he went and lost one of his ex-wives, Darlene. Said, Dwayne, the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody. Let's go. Let's go to Tango Lounge.
Ooh, not bad. Not bad at all.
Who is your number 10?
Well, they had an amazing run, but they've now gone back to their rightful position. Number 10 for the shit towns of Australia is Port Pirie, South Australia, still shit. Who's your number 9?
Number 9 is a Florida mechanic who gives an elderly woman a black eye.
Ouch. Ouch, ouch.
Yes, a Miami mechanic is facing charges after he's facing first-degree felony charges, I should say. After it said he had slept a cell phone out of the hands of a senior citizen waiting to have her truck repaired, leading to a black eye. According to the arrest reports from the Miami Police Department, in late December, a woman took her car to a mechanic named Roman Cantero, who is now in custody right now. According to the events that unfolded, she had took a Ford pickup to get fixed, where he had told her is unable to be fixed, even though she had told police that she had given him, upon his request, $1,200 to have the vehicle fixed. Now, there was a contract, she stated, and according to the contract, that it could be fixed. If not, she would get her money back. She began to record where this enraged him, where he aggressively smacked the phone out of her hands, making contact with her left eye, causing it to swell and turn black, leaving deep bruises. He was arrested on the charges of aggravated battery over a person of 65 or older, misdemeanor criminal mischief for damaging the phone, and is currently at the center being held on a $2,650 bond. So yeah, don't take your don't take your car there, folks. I mean, he's a bit of a live wire.
Just a bit. You'll get more than a grease and oil change for that. Let's face it.
Just a bit.
Just a bit.
See, that's
Time to switch it up.
That's the lube job. That's where we. Yes, the switch up.
The lube job. Oh dear. Oh dear. Just don't ask for the transmission change. That's where things really get nasty. Time for the number 9 for Shit Sounds of Australia. And we're going to need the help of a certain famous character, because our next story comes from Ayr in Queensland. What happened? A Gronk got caught with oxytocin, methamphetamine, weed, and would you believe that's not even the worst of it? Where he had just been? He stole a $69 sex toy from a sex shop.
It's a pornography store. I was buying pornography.
Mr. Simpson.
Now, was this place Moe's by any chance?
Could have been Flaming
So, unfortunately, the story is behind a paywall, but we do have a name here. Andrew James Ellis went on a crime spree, started off at a Townsville sex shop, stole a sex toy worth and a very appropriately priced $69, and then went on an absolute rage through the middle of Ayr before police showed up and arrested him, where they found oxytocin, methamphetamine, and marijuana. He's been held without bond and will be facing court. That's an interesting combination there. Oxytocin, methamphetamine, weed, and a sex toy.
I'm just saying, it's Mr. Mackey.
Drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs. If you do them, you're bad. because drugs are bad, okay? It's a bad thing to do drugs, so don't be bad by doing drugs, okay? That'd be bad.
Okay.
Just here's what I want to ask the guy. What were you intending to do? You know, did you have some grandmaster plan that involved consumption of the illicit substance with the use of that? So actually, you know what? Don't answer that question. Don't answer the question. Before I have a brain aneurysm, NCR, what's your number 8?
Number 8. Delray Beach man accused of throwing brick through garbage collector's windshield.
What?
Yes.
So it's no longer I pulled out my gun, so I pulled out my brick.
Apparently so. A porch snooze turned violent on Thursday when police say a Delray Beach man hurled a brick through a garbage collector's vehicle. On Thursday morning, a Delray Beach man, Beach police actually got a call reporting a resident in the residence of the South downtown Delray Beach area reported where a man was throwing bricks at a garbage collector. Police say a 56-year-old suspect who was sleeping on the porch when the victim woke him up by moving out the trash collection. So, according to the police reports, the criminal was awoken and became very aggressive, yelling at the trash collector. The victim told police that the man in question began to pick up bricks and strike him in the elbow, leaving visible injuries with the bricks. Then launched said bricks into the hood of the truck, smashing out the windshield.
Now, I believe I might have an image or a video of said person.
Let's see it.
And I believe he's got something to say.
I love my break.
I think we found him.
Well, I think we may have.
Yep. Was that man Father Jack?
It was not Father Jack, sadly to say, but he would be a follower of Father Jack.
Oh, it has to be.
According to the reports, the Florida man in question was charged with aggravated battery with great bodily harm and criminal mischief, over $1,000. He is currently, there's no word if he's currently still locked up, but I believe he is. But I do have an image of said brick thrower.
Oh, you've actually got the actual picture of him.
Yes.
Ah.
Let's enhance.
Dude's seen some shit.
Those are the eyes. Those are the eyes of a man who knows how to throw an alligator. Just saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or in this case,
absolutely. He's got a decent hum on him as well.
Number 7. Well, you're
number 7. Well, yes. No, number 8, I should be saying, for the shit towns of Australia. And we head up to Carnarvon, I should be saying, in Western Australia. I can't believe this story actually happened. But a member of parliament who was putting up campaign signs had her car stolen and used in a ram raid.
Oh, for a minute there, I was going to ask if the person's name was Dan.
Yeah. Well, Dan, if you're listening in by any chance, where's Veen's money? But I digress. A Western Australian Liberal MP has had her car stolen on the campaign trail, with the vehicle later used in a ram raid on a local bottle shop. Police said 3 people were assisting with their inquiries after the vehicle belonging to Northwest Central MP Marone Beard was stolen. Miss Beard said she had parked the car outside Carnarvon, about 900 kilometres north of Perth, to post campaign signs late on Sunday evening. I put one up and thought that'll do. I'm tired, she said. And I looked up and the kids were in there and the kids just put their foot down and off they went. It was all a bit confronting. Police said the same stolen vehicle was driven through the roller doors of a local bottle shop in the early hours of Monday morning. The sedan was later found abandoned in bushland on the outskirts of town. Miss Beard said her bag, wallet, computer, and how to vote cards disappeared with the car. Police are still picking bits and pieces up from all over town, she said. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. 3 people have been taken into police custody and we're assisting with the investigations. No charges have been laid at this point. Now, the store that got hit was a Bottle Mart Express in Carnarvon. And in fact, we got an image of that very shop. They couldn't even do a good enough job of ramming the bloody thing.
They need to up their game.
I know. Weak. That is weak. Dear, oh dear. Like, seriously, guys, if you're going to do that, just do it properly. I mean, come on. Who is your number 7?
Number 7 for Florida man is a Florida dad.
Uh-oh.
Florida dad slaps the girl who bullied his son.
Here we go.
You know, this is
all right. My man Cornflake got the spirit. He a little confused, but he got the spirit.
Do you ever watch that and just get the urge to just go, now this is the story? No, I'll stop there.
Yeah. So I would never hit a minor for any reason, or really anyone for that matter. Okay, that's not me saying that. That's the article, because
you are quoting here.
I am quoting the article because if this was me, it's something different. But I would move mountains and hit. However, I would move mountains and hit every child in the world if they made to make sure my child was protected. One Florida man definitely agrees with that statement. And slapped the face of the girl who was bullying his son. Now, there is a video.
Okay, I'm a little bit worried.
To make her apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when the father confronted her to apologize to her son, she got snotty with him. And when she leaned down to apologize to the son, because the son is a smaller child, he struck her once in the face. Where you can hear people who stopped laughing at the girl being punished and shamed, I should say, into calling for action to call the police.
Jeez.
Now, there are people in the comment section agreeing with the father. There are some who are disagreeing with the father for his actions. I cannot find any word if there is charges placed on the father. However, I mean, we're going to watch the video and because you're your father, you have children.
Yeah.
Let's get a father's reaction. I know that's not Florida dad reaction, but it's still a good reaction, right?
Bracing.
Now, I do have to say it's a short video. It's only 14 seconds. Okay, let me get the sound on here.
That's to my son. You can't say. You can't say that one to my son. Okay?
Okay, bye-bye.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, no. You don't do that.
I mean,
you don't do that.
Heart's in the right place. I get it. Heart's in the right place. But
All
again,
right, my man Cornflake got the spirit. He a little confused, but he got the spirit.
Yeah, put it mildly.
well, I mean, there's not really a segue clip I have for that. I mean,
No, really, there really isn't. So, yeah, that's
But as a
disappointing.
father-
That it really is.
as a father, you can understand both aspects of it.
I mean, definitely you'd want to stand up and make an example of the girl because the behavior is clearly shit, and the fact that her own parents are condoning the behavior, it sort of leaves you raging. But no, assaulting a minor is assaulting a minor.
You know,
Right.
he could have solved this problem. He could have solved this problem by just simply putting a corked gator in her bedroom as a warning.
Ooh, interesting. I think what could have been done then as well is, making an example of her at the school. Share the video. Go, what are you going to do about it? Just go, up to you. But yeah. To the parents of that child, of that particular child, I don't condone him hitting the girl. But you know what? Your child is a shithead. Let's face it.
Have you ever tried sitting down with your kids, turning off the TV, and hitting them?
Thanks, Bender.
You're up next, mate.
Yeah, thank you. Number 7, and we head off to Wynyard in Tasmania. For those of us in Sydney, Wynyard is more commonly associated with a train station in the middle of the city, not an actual suburb. But Wynyard, Tasmania it is. Men had broken into a mate's house and assaulted him after suspecting him of rooting one of their wives.
Oh, my.
Oh, my, indeed. In fact, let's do that.
Oh, my.
Now, unfortunately, the story is behind a paywall, but we can confirm the story in question is that 2 gentlemen by the surnames of Kemp and Weller were sentenced for assaulting a friend over a suspected affair. Now, apparently, they got wind of it potentially happening. They broke in late at night and inflicted what they described as vigilante justice. Yet, I can confirm that they escaped without a jail sentence.
It's a crime of passion.
Well, I mean, debatable in that regards there. What I can confirm to everyone here is that they've been put on a very stiff good behavior bond and given community service. So, if you want to get this stuff sorted out, there's a place for it. I know he's dead at the moment, but I'm sure he'll make his presence known for something like this. I'm sure Jerry Springer will rise from the dead just to cover something like this.
Oh, yes. But I do believe we have a clip of what led up before the violent outbursts.
Now we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours.
I see you
And
choosing the hard way. Okay.
Yep, that's pretty much how it went. Oh boy. And with that, we now go on to number 6 for Florida Man.
Oh, it's not a Florida man this time. It's Florida
Uh-oh.
woman.
Oh, what has she done this time?
Florida woman and her lashes are refused to leave hospital waiting room.
Go
Wait till
on.
you see this woman. An intoxicated and, well, deranged woman was removed from a local hospital and arrested for trespassing. A woman who was intoxicated and contained multiple, and I mean multiple open containers of alcohol was arrested at the HCA Florida Northern West Hospital after refusing to leave for causing a disturbance. According to the Mangrove Police Department, on February 20th, shout out to my birthday there, they got response to come to the hospital due to the fact that a woman who was later identified as Kimberly McMahon, age 48, of Plantation, was refusing to leave and was not a patient and was causing a disturbance. Records also show that McMahon had an incident with security where they escorted her outside. She refused and came back in, where they gave her a formal trespass after warning. McMahon began to cause a scene in the hospital grounds, refusing to leave, becoming verbally aggressive towards patients and staff, disrupting the functions of the facility, causing a safety risk to staff and patients, where police were called to come deal with her. Where officers during the investigation discovered multiple bottles of alcohol in her possession, including several open containers. Due to the fact that she refused to leave the facility, she was causing a safety risk. She was charged with trespassing after warning and taken to Brevard County Jail, where she was released after posting a $750 bond.
I think she was trying to do something. I think she was trying to audition for something. And given her surname, I reckon this is what was being played in the background.
Uh,
I reckon she was auditioning.
Now, I have an image of Kimberly.
Is she actually a McMahon?
You tell me. But you could see where the lashes came in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? It could have been like that whole run about trying to find out who Mr. McMahon's bastard son was in that storyline. Maybe he had a bastard daughter as well.
Maybe. But I don't think she was drunk. I just think she couldn't see through all those fucking eyelashes.
Mate, they would have all just clogged up. There was no chance she was looking through there.
She, it's kind of like that scene from Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. He's blind. He can't fucking see. That's why he's terrorizing the town. She's terrorizing the hospital. She can't see. Come on. Get a beautician in there. Who is number 6 for
Well,
Australia?
Oh boy, it brings me no pleasure giving this particular story. Number 6 for the shit towns of Australia is Druin in Victoria, where a pair of 9-year-olds allegedly start a fire at a primary school. Now, due to the very sensitive nature of this story, it is behind a paywall, but also a lot of the details have been suppressed for obvious reasons. We're not going to go through the entire thing of this, but we can confirm that these 2 9-year-olds apparently snuck in to the school on Saturday afternoon and set fire to the school. Now, police have already apprehended them because they're under the age of 10. It is probably the most difficult thing to deal with because at that stage, technically under Dolly Incapax, they are incapable of understanding the nature of what they had done. But I think there may have to be a visit to the wood chipper for this. Not in, but maybe a visit.
They should see what would happen. But the real question is this. Who let them listen to Billy Joel?
Oh, jeez. Really, you went there?
Well, I mean, think about it.
I don't need to. I know the song. We use it all the time for pub trivia. It's one of the most useful tools you'll ever find for pub trivia. Oh, who's your number 5?
Number 5 is a Florida man. And, well, Florida man was arrested for odd behavior with a Chucky doll.
Odd behavior. I'm intrigued, yet suspicious.
A 35-year-old Florida man was behaving with a Chucky doll in an odd and disturbing way, according to police. Now, according to the police reports, on Thursday they received calls that a man was acting rather odd while carrying a life-size Chucky doll from the Child's Play franchise. First you have my curiosity, now you have my attention. According to the police reports, the man was going around with said doll trying to scare people on the street while hiding in the bushes. He was arrested for criminal mischief and taken to the Turner Caulfield Knight Correctional Facility, where he was also placed on charges for disturbing the peace and disorderly conduct.
Was this person named Mo by any chance?
No, but there is a video from News 10.
Was he referred to during that news article as, hey, you behind the bushes?
No. Sadly, no.
Oh, you're wondering where I was going, weren't you? Oh, let's look at this.
I
at
knew it.
That's already creepy.
Okay, well, if they would fix their shit.
Crime, a man arrested after some bizarre behavior, and cops say it wasn't child's play.
In fact, body camera video, you're going to...
I mean, look at this guy. He looks like a creep.
He looks like he got rejected from the auditions to become the extra member for Smash Mouth.
only see on Local 10. Police say the man you see right there holding a Chucky doll.
Okay. We're not.
What the hell?
What the hell was that?
What is going on? Oh my God. What is going on with that website?
News 10, fix your shit.
I mean, that guy was creepy, you know. Yeah.
Do we need a Legally Blonde fucking stage show or something? What the fuck that shit was? Now I'm more terrified to go to sleep.
It's a welcome change from seeing that guy originally. As I said, you know, Smash Mouth, if you want to go and collect him, please do, because he's weirding everybody out. I'm sure the Offspring will accept him.
Nah. I mean, he's not fly enough for a white boy.
Definitely not. He's not even pretty fly for a rabbi, for that matter.
Oh, yeah. We do apologize for the technical difficulties there, folks.
That wasn't our fault. That was News 10 Florida. News 10 Florida, get your shit together.
Seriously, you're worse than the Daily Mail.
Yeah. Number
All right.
5. Number 5 for Shit Sounds of Australia. We head off to Mariba in Queensland, where a Gronk has stolen a car with a teenage girl in the back seat. Seriously, it's happened again.
Oh, fucking do it again.
Just what is wrong with people? Check the car if you're going to steal it before you actually drive off with it. Now, the story is behind a paywall, once again involving very sensitive material because it does involve a teenage victim. Man arrested after allegedly stealing a car with a teen in the back seat. A Tableland's family car had been stolen with a teenage girl was still buckled up in the back seat. Thankfully, the two have been arrested. The teenage girl is safe. But, oh my, enough is enough. Please. Come on.
Are you ready for number 4? Because it's going to make you laugh.
Oh, please. I need something to laugh at the moment.
Man is arrested after his Apple Watch alerts and leads police to his DUI crash.
Yep, that'll do it.
Okay. According to NBC 2 in Orlando, on Monday, police received an alert from a Apple Watch leading the Cape Coral police to a condo complex early Monday morning, where they arrested a man who had crashed his vehicle into a fire hydrant and a parked van and building. According to the reports, at 3 a.m., police received an alert from an Apple Watch of an accident, where the CCPD officers said they found a silver Kia crashed in a nearby building. When they arrived, there was no one inside the vehicle, but officers said they had spoke to the vehicle's owner, Alex Wilson, age 27, who was standing next to the passenger door. Okay. Officer said Wilson was later found out to be the sole driver and occupant of the vehicle upon the crash. According to a press release, Wilson said she struck a sign that was in the intersection of the Cape Coral Parkway before hitting a fire hydrant bushes in front of the complex. Wilson said she also found herself hitting a parked van and striking a beam of the building before she crashed the car. The vehicle has a value of the total damage. I'm guessing it. No, the van had a value of $18,000. Sorry, and was totaled, as well as a set of $2,500 golf clubs that were destroyed inside the van.
Oh no, not the golf clubs.
Yes, the golf clubs were destroyed.
Oh no.
Now I do have a BAC.
Yeah.
Would you like to take a guess?
I'm going to go with 0.169.
You are close.
Ooh, how close?
Her first blood BAC was 0.172 and then went up to 1.77.
Jeez, I wasn't far off on the first one.
Seriously, you were off only by like 3.
Not bad. Good size.
It's good, man. Good, man. Good on you, mate.
Yeah.
She was arrested for 1 count of DUI and 4 counts of DUI destruction of property. No word if she is out on bond.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
fact that the Apple Watch snitched on you, that's the funny part to me.
It's too good. That is too good. Oh. Time for number 4 for the Chip Downs of Australia. And we head off to one of our old favourites, NCR. It's the Gold Coast.
Ah, good old Goldie.
Now, there are a number of stories that have come out of Goldie this week. First up, we've got a dickhead who has been jailed after he used an elderly woman as a human shield during a police pursuit. Yep, I agree. You're an absolute dickhead. We've got a drunk. Yeah, indeed. You're a drunk Gronk who had to be rescued after climbing a 33-story crane and then fell asleep on the ballast.
Impressive.
Very impressive. But our main story, unfortunately, behind a paywall, but absolutely hilarious, a French backpacker has been sentenced for going on a violent rampage in his underpants.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, it's not quite Troy McClure level. But a French backpacker named Axel Lagache, who said he always tried to be a good person for his community, ran down the street in his underpants, punched a man, and broke a gate. Now, unfortunately, as I said, the rest of the story is behind a paywall, but I do have a photo of this specimen.
Oh, we need to see this, man.
Yep, absolutely. And with the power of technology, let's zoom in, shall we?
Enhance.
God damn it. Won't let me enhance. There we go. Thankfully, he is clothed this time. But you know what's the first sign that this person might be actually a problem? Check the haircut.
Oh, yeah. Douchebag haircut.
That is douchebag haircut.
Not saying that everybody has that haircut's a douchebag, but 9 times out of 10, people with that haircut are douchebags.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, that just... yeah.
Are you ready for our medalists?
Let's get to the medals.
The bronze medal for Florida man is a Florida woman. Florida woman accusing of hiding missing teen said she was trying to adopt him.
Trying to adopt him?
Yes. Now, this comes from Tampa Bay Channel 8 NBC. A woman is accused of hiding a missing teen she was trying to adopt. In Punta Gorda, Florida, a woman was arrested after deputies say she hid a missing teen that she was trying to adopt. On the night of February 10th, the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office received reports from the Crossroads Hope Academy, a foster care service in Punta Gorda, Florida, recognized a missing boy. Earlier in the day, the officer said the teen had been allowed to go to a local park where the staff tried to pick him up, where it went wrong. According to authorities, they found the boy had been found unresponsive in an incident with a 61-year-old volunteer, Sherry J. Nalvin, where the last time she said she saw the boy at the park, she had given him some food before he had left. Now, apparently, she had taken the boy in and was trying to provide him with a stable home life. She had given him forms to open up a bank account, a laptop, and was trying to foster him after he had been removed from several homes. She began trying to homeschool him, but felt that he needed a proper education and tried to enroll him into the Crossroads Academy. Now, the boy did say there was no sexual relationship. It was more of a parenting relationship. this, the woman did make some poor choices, but, she was just trying to look out for the boy, and she was arrested and charged with interfering with custody and combining the deprivation and delinquency of a child, and has been taken into the Charlotte County Jail and is being held without bond. Uh, I have mixed emotions on this one. I do. Because on the one hand, yeah, she broke the law, but she was just trying to help out a kid who needed a home, and I'm kind of torn. I don't want to give her the wood chipper, but she does need some kind of a punishment.
Front row seats in the splash zone.
I don't think she needs that. I think maybe just a stern talking to.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with front row seats.
All right.
I'm gonna stick with front row seats.
Who's your silver medalist? I mean, your bronze medalist, I should say.
Bronze medalist this week, and we head off to Melbourne in Victoria. Yes, Melbourne is back on for another week. First off, we've got our usual collection of tiny dick hooligans who attended a soccer game and got photographed pulling Nazi salutes. Clearly, they're still butthurt about their tiny dicks.
Oh, so sad. I play Smalls violin for you.
Yeah, exactly. But our main story is a psycho who slashed a random woman with a machete in a car wash. A man's face was slashed and a woman's hand cut in a random machete attack in Melbourne's southeast. The two offenders fled the scene in a white Subaru, which was stolen during a terrifying home invasion in Prahran. The bloody aftermath of the random daylight attack remained today at a Cheltenham car wash after a 37-year-old woman was slashed with a machete. She was confronted at Easy Bay Wash while vacuuming her hatchback. She was quite distressed. You could see she was going into shock when she started shivering. The male and female offenders took off with her handbag and a phone. It's understood the same pair targeted a 73-year-old man in Keysborough on Friday night, slashing him 3 times. Now, they are trying to find these two. They are on the run. If you see these two approaching with what looks like a machete, do not approach. Call the police immediately because these two are on the run at the moment. We can confirm, and we're going to do our civic duty with this. We have a photo of the Subaru. Pay close attention to it. If you see that Subaru, report it to police.
Yes, folks, report it, and remember, never get in between a man and a machete. Just
Yeah, exactly. Yep, absolutely. Who is your silver medalist?
Silver medalist is another Florida woman. A Florida woman murders her roommate after he had poured Mountain Dew on her privates and was found to be the culprit due to DNA.
Oh, jeez.
Yes. The story is about to get out of hand. A Volusia County woman has spent decades in prison after is going to be spending decades in prison after she murdered her elderly roommate after he had poured Mountain Dew upon her. She attempted to destroy evidence. Now, this case started back in 2023, where a call regarding a fire at the residence at 1:46 a.m. started, where they found the body of a 79-year-old deceased man on the floor in the burning home. There were several blunt force trauma wounds and stab wounds to the body. Well, Police also found a bloody knife. I'm not going to release the victim's name, even though the news article does. I'm going to be a little bit respectful. But the victim's roommate, a 37-year-old woman named Nicole Musk, who was not in the area when the officers arrived, they found Musk walking around 3 a.m. shoeless near a restaurant, holding a knife and hammer. Officers said they had found her and said that there was blood on her legs and her shirt was ripped. Musk claimed to be homeless. No, she said she had knew the victim for 4 years, and he had took her in due to the fact that she was homeless for a short period of time. Musk was taken into custody for questioning. And when they asked what had happened, she tried to play the victim and say she did not know. She said she occasionally would go onto the second floor of the house to feed the victim's pet spiders. Officers were able to take a sample of DNA from Musk. When she asked for a Mountain Dew, they gave it to her, but then she began to drink the said Mountain Dew. It was later revealed in an interrogation that this all stemmed because the victim had poured Mountain Dew on her privates.
God.
Musk was taken to court on February 27th of this year, where she pled no contest to 2 counts. One count of second-degree murder, resisting with violence, arson of a dwelling, tampering with evidence, and was sentenced to a minimum of 35 years in prison.
Jeez. Dear,
And this is a longer story. I had to synopsis this shit.
I'm surprised they didn't ask for crab juice in that as well.
Yeah, well.
Cockalash.
Cockalash.
No bucket. Stick. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Figure a little bit of shame for the murderer.
Oh. The unaliver.
I call it as I see it, sir.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, my silver medalists, we head off to Kalgoorlie in Western Australia, where a man has chopped off his dad's arm with a samurai sword. No, we can confirm this has got nothing to do with what may or may not have happened to Val Venus all those years ago.
Also, I can confirm it's not me, even though I have a large collection of them.
There's no choppy going on here, is there?
No.
We hope. Yeah. Val Venus, hope you're doing okay, mate. Actually, he's in jail at the moment, isn't he? He's in jail, isn't he?
No. He's a sovereign citizen.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think he's been done a couple of times, hasn't he?
No, he hasn't been arrested yet.
Not yet. Okay. Anyway, a 19-year-old man from South Kalgoorlie has been remanded in custody after allegedly severing his father's arm with a samurai sword during a domestic violence incident in Western Australia's Goldfields. Police were called to a home on Collins Street in the Kalgoorlie suburb of Piccadilly just after noon on Wednesday, where Jackson Jai Trinidad had allegedly used the sword to cut off his father's arm off at the bicep, all because apparently he was owed $1,000 for the hotel that was sitting on Piccadilly. No, there was no monopoly involved with this. Mr. Trinidad faced Kalgoorlie Magistrates Court on 4 charges, including aggravated grievous bodily harm and carrying or possessing an edged weapon. The 40-year-old victim was his father, James Nybo, who had allegedly sent threatening and abusive text messages and was armed with a baseball bat when his arm was severed. Wow. This
Jesus
got wild. That is wild. They were cruising for a fight. A father and son were cruising for a fight. The father rocks up with a baseball bat. The son rocks up with a katana.
I mean, let's talk about taking a knife to a gunfight here, but Jesus.
When Magistrate Yu announced his decision to refuse bail, there were loud objections from family members who stormed out of the courtroom in tears. This is a situation where self-defense clearly arises, but that's a jury question rather than a magistrate's question. If convicted, you're looking at a term of immediate imprisonment, at least in my assessment. Mr. Trinidad, who was also charged with 2 counts of possession of a controlled weapon in relation to a small hunting knife and another sword, is due to reappear in 2 weeks. I think they're going to want to move this story on fairly quickly, but that's scary.
It is.
Who is your gold medalist?
Well, my gold medalist might be another nominee for the wood chipper. Definitely a nominee for the wood chipper, I would say. But it might win me this week yet again. And I do assure you it does not involve a horse.
Thank God.
A Florida man takes breakups to a whole new low by sending X-rated revenge pics to the ex's children.
Oh, come on.
Oh, yes.
Oh, jeez, really? Oh, this is not going to go well.
Is arrested for sending nude photos and videos to his ex-girlfriend's children. A 38-year-old Carl Springs man has been arrested after allegedly texting sexually explicit photos and videos of his ex-girlfriend to her children, according to court records. Levi Lee is the man's name and has been charged with 2 counts of sexual cyber harassment, 1 count of distributing harmful material to a minor, and is being held on a $40,000 bond.
Oh, boy.
According to the police report, Lee was in a romantic relationship with the victim, a Coral Springs resident, for over 3.5 years before the relationship ended in December.
Right.
Lee allegedly sent 5 explicit photos of the woman plus a video with similar content to her 3 children shortly after the breakup. According to a police affidavit, the victim reported to the police that Lee's phone, that the phone that Lee had and confronted him about it, had the images on there.
Yeah.
This is low. That was low as F. You sent all those sick nude videos and shit to my kids, the victim said, according to documentation. Yeah, this is a whole new low. The man has entered a plea, has not entered a plea according to the records.
Jesus. You know.
Oh, you know what? Just so we can show that this guy is just a piece of shit.
Yep.
Look at him. Look at him.
Are you serious? You smiled in your mugshot.
I'm just saying that definitely needs a trip to the wood chipper.
Oh, that's fucked up. That is seriously fucked up. I think you got something. I think you got something for this, don't you?
Let's see, what do we have for this one? Oh, yes. Goulash?
You fucking weirdo.
I think, unfortunately, I can beat that for the wood, and even then for the wood chipper. And it gives me no pleasure to say this. The gold medalist for the Shittown's power rankings for the week ending the 2nd of March 2025 is Alice Springs in the Northern Territory. Now, there are a couple of stories with this one here. First off, we've had a gang of primary school kids smash their way into a childcare centre to steal some Wallies. It's unfortunately that's pretty stock standard for Alice Springs these days. There's been hand sanitizers removed from some of the pharmacies because alcoholics have been allegedly drinking the hand sanitizer.
Okay.
But our feature story, and if you've got the angriest clip, have it ready, please. A piece of shit that assaulted a baby absconds into the bush after being granted conditional bail to attend a funeral. Indeed.
I don't think I got a clip for that.
I told you, I think I'm going to win this week. Unfortunately, a 17-year-old has been charged over a violent home invasion in Alice Springs that left a baby with a fractured skull. He has been arrested after breaching bail. The Supreme Court granted the team bail with strict conditions to attend a funeral in the remote community of Lajamanu, and he fled while in the community. It is disappointing. It has been described as incredibly disappointing. He was charged in December over a daylight home invasion. The baby was left with a skull fracture and bleeding on the brain. Now, how far away was this? The incident occurred in Alice Springs. He went all the way to Lajamanu, which is 880 kilometers away, to attend a funeral. He apparently fled the funeral through scrubland at the rear of the property. The 17-year-old boy, as I said, was on bail at the time and, according to the lawyer, was suffering emotional distress. I'm sorry, no. The kid is alleged to have assaulted a baby in a home invasion to the point where the skull was fractured and there was bleeding on the brain, and you gave this kid, he's 17 years old, you gave him conditional bail to a funeral. No. Absolutely not. He should have been remanded in custody. He should have been bail refused. And as far as I'm concerned, he lost the privilege waiting for this case to happen. He lost the privilege to attend that funeral. I don't care.
You know, there is a clip we need to have for this, for people like this. Did you ever see that Samuel L. Jackson movie, A Time to Kill?
Yeah.
Yes, I hope they burn in hell.
This 17-year-old kid, you know what? There are two people out of this that deserve to be up for the wood chipper on this one. First off, it's the 17-year-old kid, because that kid's clearly a piece of shit.
Oh, goddamn.
The other one is the magistrate who thought it was a good idea to give this kid conditional bail.
I'm sorry. I mean, I think that this is one of the few times where I'm going to say this, but the court system failed the victim.
100%.
Failed that victim. That victim was an innocent child. That monster deserved to be behind bars. He deserved the same kind of business that Chopper Reed would have given him.
Thankfully, the new Northern Territory government passed a suite of new bail and weapons measures known as Declan's Law, which legislates the presumption against bail for anyone accused of violent offences. This kid would have been up for Declan's Law, but it couldn't be implemented yet.
I have a question about Declan's Law.
Yes.
Is it anything like Brannigan's Law?
Don't know.
Because as we all know, Brannigan's Law is fast and hard.
Is this the Max Power way of dispensing law and justice?
Could be.
Oh boy. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of another podcast. Probably the first time you've actually properly seen my blood boil, isn't it? Or maybe the second time, actually.
Second time, I think it's the second time it's happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been a doozy of a week.
Yeah.
Plenty of nominees for the wood chipper. And I think if we can learn anything from this week, don't drink and drive with an Apple Watch. That son of a bitch will snitch on you.
This is very true. This is very, very true. And whatever you do, don't have drugs on you when you go and steal a sex toy.
Indeed. And on that note, I am NCR News Network.
I'm Anthony Caruso.
Be well, be safe, and we will see you guys next time.